The purpose of this video is going to be to teach us how to run the cables from the soundboard to the speakers. So we already know where our speakers are. The next thing we have to do is figure out where do we put our AV desk. So this little video is going to start out with where do you place your AV desk, and then it's going to move into how do you know what cables to run where. Base what side you place the AV desk on by thinking about the room and deciding what side of the room will get the least amount of traffic. So in this case, you can see this side of the room has entrance to my kitchen. And then also if we go entrance to my basement, and then also my foyer is along that wall. So, and my couch because it's pushed out of the way. So in this case, I'm going to choose this side of the wall to go down this wall, because this wall has that one entrance, but then there's nothing else. I can go all the way along the wall to that first speaker. Okay, so that's how we decide what wall we want to be on. It's the wall that's going to get the least amount of crossover traffic. Here's a little mini mock-up room, the left chair representing students sitting on the left side, the right chair representing students sitting on the right side, and you can see we've placed the table behind the right side row of chairs towards the center aisle. The reason that we want to place the desk is because we want to know where our surge protector is going to be. So here's my desk, and the only thing I'm laying out right now is my surge protector, and I'm laying it, notice I'm laying it towards the back of the desk. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to be kicking it for the whole weekend unless I put it in the back. And then, check it out, I had to find the closest electrical outlet, and for me, the closest electrical outlet is this plug on this wall. So I took my extension cord and I ran it vaguely along the wall. So that's all done just in preparation for me to run the cable to the speaker. So look at this table. This is going to be our AV desk. And so what's going to happen is somebody's going to speak into a microphone, and that information is going to go into our soundboard. So we have to run our speaker cable from our soundboard, which will be sitting on the AV desk, to our first speaker. And our first speaker is right over here. And if you look at the back of the speaker, it's labeled in and out. So we're sending information from the soundboard to this first speaker. So that's going to go into the input. And then the next thing we're going to do is take that same sound input and send it across the room from this speaker to the second speaker, and we're going to use that input on the back of the second speaker. So if I look at this, it says in here. Both speakers have an in and an out. It doesn't matter which speaker you go to first. It just matters that the first speaker is in, and then you take that the input from that first speaker and you send it right back out, and you send it over to the second speaker. I created a little mini mock-up of our room. Here's the AV desk, and then there are the two speakers in the front of the hall, and that chair is supposed to be representing the presenting teacher's chair. You have two cables to run, one from the AV desk to the first speaker, and then another from the first speaker to the second speaker. The first thing you're going to do is find your AV cable, and there is a cable that's labeled, and it's a 100-foot speaker cable. It's also labeled C1. So I'm just starting out with running a cable from the board to the first speaker. It doesn't matter what cord you run first, but I'm just doing this one first. So 100-foot to speaker, and then you'll see it's labeled C1. I told you already that I laid it out, and there it is. It's not really 100 feet because I'm just in my dining room. When you lay it out, what you're going to do is look for the side that says in, or look for the side that says out. In this case, I'm starting at the speaker, so I'm looking for the side that says in, and I'm just going to lay it underneath to start out with, laying it underneath the speaker with a little extra room, and I'm going to give it one wrap, just like I did the power cord, around the back of the speaker. Sorry, I know that's hard to see. And let's see if I can put this in with my left hand. So I have a light wrap of the speaker cord, and I'm on the side that says in, and I'm gonna just pop it into this thing. We'll see if I can do it left-handed. Maybe not. There we go. Yes, I can do it left-handed. So I lay the in is in the in thing, And then it makes sense, of course, that the out is going to be over on this side too. So let me just show you. There's out on this side. So that's my first cable. It's the 100-foot cable from the soundboard to the first speaker. So we have a cord running into our first speaker. Now we want to run a cord from that first speaker to the second speaker. I've already laid it out just so that you don't have to watch me go grab it. You can see I laid it out underneath the presenting teacher's chair. The reason I did that is to say that when you run this cord, you're actually going to be running it against the back wall. You're going to be maybe running it under the teacher's stage if there's a stage. It depends what your setup is. I know for sure your cords are going to be against the walls and underneath things every time you get a chance to, because when they're not, you have to tape it down. So let me just give you a quick glance at this cord. It's labeled between speakers, and I think I labeled it C2. It's the second cord you're going to need, and you can see it, like the other cord, it's also clearly labeled in and out. So I'm going to start at the first speaker where I already have a cord going in, and I'm going to take my cord, my outside, and I'm just going to give it a light wrap around the central stand. So it's cord management is such a big deal when you're doing AV stuff. And then I'm just going to pop it in and let's see how my left-handed coordination is going. Okay, well, I'm not getting it easy, and I don't think it's worth your time waiting. Oh, yep, okay, I got it. So it's in. I'm not going to show you me plugging it into the second side. If this cord isn't long enough, if the distance between your two speakers is too great, grab any of the other cords. They're all labeled extra cable. And you can just pop them together really easy. So here's the side that I'm going to put into this side. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. I bet I can. Boom, I have my cord attached, and I can just keep running attaching the cords until it's the right distance. So the one thing I didn't talk about was that the reason I wanted to place the surge protector, make sure it was in place, is because I want to make sure that first speaker cable that I'm sending from the AV desk over to that first speaker, that the cable itself followed the same route as my surge protector line. And that's because when I tape, I want to tape as many wires down at one time as I can. And you wait until everything's done before you tape. You wouldn't tape this wire down and then tape that wire down, because it's a nightmare. You don't want to do it. You just want to tape as efficiently as possible. And later we'll talk more about taping, but for now I just wanted to show you what the route is for laying your cables from the soundboard to the speaker. So that's part's over.